that go?
Okay.
Okay. So we'll just make a couple of stringers.
What are stringers?
Elongated bits of glass ready to do the...
Yeah, but you need to tell the camera you're recording.
Make stringers up to put into the main colour prior to doing anything. Right, welcome to All Things Silver and Glass. All small things silver and glass. I'm going to show you how I make a small swirl bead using pink, which I've just drawn, and white. We start off switching the kiln on over an hour ago to let it warm up, because we can't put the small beads into a cold kiln and warm them up, they will split. We start with a mandrel, the bead release on, warm the mandrel up, then with a small or a rod of white we must preheat the white to bring it up to a temperature. If we just put it into the flame and hold it there, it will split, explode, break, pop, and you'll get hot molten glass all over your table and probably even in your lap, and it hurts. As you can see, we now have a steady flare. Let it bring it up to temperature for a small part, get it onto the mandrel and turn, and then take the mandrel out of the flame but keep the rod in the flame, and gently turn backwards and forwards until you get the amount of glass you wish to have or use on the mandrel. It will flow up and down and be a little bit off centre, but we will reset that once we have enough glass on the mandrel. That will do for the time being. Down there. And we'll bring the mandrel back into the flame and start to melt it down into a usable bead. Take it out of the heat and keep it twisting. As you can see, it's a little bit liquid, it flows too quickly on some of these. You have to move it out of the flame, out of the centre of the flame and up. And we start with our pink. Once we have the white how we want it, let it cool down a touch so that it solidifies and doesn't roll over, and the colour in across, across, across.
That's it.
Oh, sorry, my hand's in the way.
That's it.
And across. A bit more and one more. All we have done there is we have lain across the white like a tyre tread the colour, the pink, whether it'll be very visible on the white. There's another thing. Now we let it hang into a blob and then we turn and we bring the blob back onto the mandrel until we have a workable bead. Let it cool down a bit, bring it back out, back into the heat, try and straighten it up so we get a centralised bead. Otherwise the hole is set on one side and not the other. Yes, we can see the swirl in the liquid of the glass. Unfortunately, with most colours, especially white, it goes clear when it's hot, so you can't see what swirl you've got. Now, have a look as it cools down a little bit. And keep it around the heat if we have to, just to keep it. If we allow it to cool down too quickly, it will crack and split. Or if we put it back into the flame after it's cooled down a little bit too much, it will do the same, crack and split. I don't think the pink is very evident. Right, okie dokie, I'll use a darker pink, one that I made earlier because I don't have any dark pink, by mixing white and red together and pulling out some stringers. Same again, we have the bead at a temperature and we allow the stringer to melt across. Put a nice thick one on this time. And same again. I'll just do it with 3. And we have 3 stringers that you can see are on the bead. And back into the flame. Let them melt down so they are flush. And we'll allow them to do the same as before, to pull and drop, and as it cools down we will pull it back into the bead. As it does, it will elongate. There it goes, elongating down, and you can see the red, the pink is starting to go out of shape. Now let's bring it back into the bead, turn it round and swing. There we go. There we have it. A little bit more, centralise it. And as you can see, as it starts to cool down, the colours within it start to look like the centre of an old-fashioned marble. As you can see, the bright colours as they start to cool down. Now, when you're happy, that's how you want it. Use the one tweezers, open the kiln and place it into the kiln and put the flat back down. That is on hold at the moment in the kiln at 473 degrees Celsius, hot. When I take it off hold after I've finished doing my working, it will go up to 550 degrees and hold it for 10 minutes so that it all normalises, and then it will switch itself off and it will slowly cool down over a period of 2 hours down to room temperature, which means that the beads, when they come out of there, will not crack or break. In fact, they're as hard as marbles and you can actually hit them on, throw them onto concrete and they will not smash. Very hard. Right.